As a business owner, it's critical to understand everything going on in your business. You want to see everything from a high level, like how many leads do you have? What's your revenue? What tasks do you need to do today? You don't necessarily need to see every single detail of everyone's projects, but you need to have that high level executive overview. In this video, I'm going to show you how I created a daily report using Claude to connect to all of my tools and create this daily report. So within the first 5 minutes of my day, I know everything going on in my business. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Tara. Over the last number of years, I've helped hundreds of companies set up automated workflows and use AI. So that way they can do less work. They could rely on automation and AI agents to get things done for them. If you need help setting up either automated workflows or AI agents for your company, feel free to get in touch. My information is in the description below, and I can't wait to meet you. And now let's jump in. Let's start by just understanding the basics of where I am within Claude and what I set up. So that way you can also set up this daily report for your company. I'm working in Claude Desktop within Cowork. So you can see over here, there's 3 different tabs: Chat, Cowork, and Code. And I'm working within Cowork. Now, in order to create a scheduled report that I get every single day, I need to go to my scheduled tasks. And you essentially set up a scheduled task. And it's just telling Claude to run every day to do this specific thing. Now, that's actually the easy part to set it up. The more complicated part is 2 different things. Number 1, creating context for Claude so it understands what it needs to search. And number 2 is connecting Claude to all of your different tools. So we're going to start with understanding how you can connect Claude to your different tools. If I click on my avatar in the bottom left, you can see that I have an option for settings. Once I click on settings, I click on connectors. And here you can see all the different connectors that I'm using. So I connected to Fathom, Gmail, my calendar, my Google Drive, Monday, Superhuman, all these different tools that I'm using. But if you're not connected, you simply need to go to Browse Connections, and you can see all of these connections that automatically come up. And what these are, just so you understand, this is something called an MCP. Essentially, it connects Claude to another tool, and it's just the connection between the 2 of them. So I simply need to choose one that I want to do, and I do need to set some settings in terms of configuring it. Like I need to configure the permissions. Do I always want to allow it or sometimes allow it? But once I set the permissions, my tools are connected. Okay. So you want to think about what information you want in this daily report. And then you actually connect your tools to Claude. So that way Claude can pull the information from these tools. Now, here you can see I have this demo report. It's actually paused because this is just sample data that I created for the purpose of this video. So if I want to turn it on, I can simply turn it on, and you can see that it showed up over here in my left side pane, or I can turn it off. Now, if I want to set it up, what I do is I need a name for it, a description, and here I have the details of everything that needs to happen. And I have the frequency. But the most important part is that it's connected over here to a file on my computer. You can do this other ways. I found to use Claude as an operating system and connect it to everything on my computer has just been really easy. So I've set it up that way. So let's jump to my folder so you can see how I set that up. In my folder on my computer, you could see that I renamed the folder Claude. And here I have all of my documents that Claude needs to reference. Now, the most important document is called Claude.md, and that essentially is giving Claude a map of all of the documents within this folder. I simply ask Claude to make this document and it put it here. So essentially, this is the map telling Claude, oh, you want to do this scheduled task? Go to this document. You want to do this thing? Go to this document. Now here I have another document called Demo Daily Report, and that's where all the metrics and all the data is. If it was a real report and it was connecting to my data, so it would say, okay, connect to Google, let's say Calendar, and pull this, and then connect to this and pull this. But it's essentially a map, just giving Claude the context of where everything can be found. Now, back into Claude, what I need to do is I'm basically telling Claude to read this file and then do everything that I need you to do. So let's look at a run of my daily report so we can see what it looks like. And this is just going to give you an idea of what you can do for your business. Like, this is the most fun part in my mind. So here you can see I have my daily report, and first it's telling me what all my scheduled meetings are, pulling from Google Calendar. And it even gives me something like, there's no gaps, 15 minutes, so make sure to set lunch. Then here you can see that I have my important emails, and this categorized everything for me. I didn't give it any prompts. This is just how Claude brought in the information. Then it's telling me about my daily tasks. Here it's telling me about my monthly revenue, my leads for this month, how many leads I have this part of the year versus last part of the year, my bonus metrics. Here's a P&L statement. Here's information about which companies owes us money. Here's different information about projects, like are they on track? What percentage complete are they? And here's a summary, and here's my OKRs, because I always need a reminder to check in on my OKRs. But essentially, as a business owner, this is everything I need to know to understand everything that's going on in my business before I start my day. So I simply need to set this up within Claude, and then I have this daily report. If you want to add things to it, you can send this to Slack, you can send it to email, or you can have it in Claude. So you can simply look at it, interact with it, and ask questions. I would say the biggest and hardest part about setting this up is actually creating the context that I needed to get everything set up. Like, I needed to make sure to tell Claude, look on this board within Monday for this, go through these calendar events. Whatever information was critical for it to understand, I needed to make sure that it did that. Now, if I want to make changes to this, I also can simply go to Claude. I can even start a new task and just say, like, let's make a change to what's going on in my daily report, because here you see that I'm connected to this Claude folder within my computer. So I can simply tell Claude, let's make a change and let's run it. I've spoken to hundreds of business owners over the last couple of years, and honestly, almost everyone needs a daily report like this. Everyone wants to see what's on their schedule for today, what's their tasks, and what are the key metrics that they need to know. Now, using something like Claude Work and schedule tasks makes it super simple. If you need any help building this out, feel free to reach out. We'd love to help. And if not, I'll see you in the next video.